Oh, it is a beautiful day out here. Surprisingly, it's not super warm, but you know, not too bad. We've got a lot of things to do today, but first things first is to be appreciative of this weather. Isn't this nice? Look at this. We're almost out of this RV park. I miss this little view here, though. And it's pretty great. Well, I won't miss that. Can you please shut up? I'm making a video. Oh, that's a great example, actually, of some audio things. So one of the things you might notice is that when I turn the camera away, I tend to bring it a little closer. It tends to get louder. Might also pick up a lot of goose noises. Also, Emma's really hard to hear. She talks a lot more softly. In comes this gift. This is quite a kindness from Gypsy Bewitched. You'll see her comments in our on our videos. This is the DJI Mic Mini, and it's mini. It's mini. Now it also comes with a little transmitter that will help connect up to say the Sony camera we have. That is freaking awesome. It also has a little USB adapter, USB-C adapter, so we can connect it to my phone if we wanted to, or well, anything with USB-C, or we just use the regular headphone jack, you know, aux cable. So two mics in here, which is freaking awesome. One for me, one for Emma. This is going to come in handy, especially when I'm working on a project like this. We're observing things and or we're on a bike ride. That's a big one for me, especially if I'm on a bike ride along with Emma. So she can have one, I can have one. But I do think that with anything, there's going to be pros and cons, right? If the product is hard to use, that's a no, like I'm not going to use it. Let's be real. That's part of why I use an action camera, because I can just start it up, record, go. Editing is easy, right? We can always bring it with us. Battery life is pretty great in this DJI Osmo Action 5 Pro. And I expect the same out of any microphone that we use, which is part of why we actually haven't used a microphone up to this point. And in some cases, you know, we have to sacrifice some quality, but it also means that we always get consistent audio. We never have to worry about extra anythings, right? So in order to overcome like battery challenges, transmission issues, right? It has to be a very stable, consistent product. And I will say that over the last 2-3 hours of checking this out, there are a few key features that I do care about, and this meets all of my needs. Well, I do the videoing, Emma doesn't, but it will also meet her needs for the little bit that there is. So let me go ahead, I'm going to get these paired up, and it actually will connect without the receiver to the DJI camera here, like that. But there are some really interesting features that I really like. So let me go ahead. So I go ahead and turn it on with this power button right here, and as you can hear, this has got audio. This little tiny thing has the audio. Really good battery life from what everybody else is reporting, so I've not done a battery life comparison, but just to prove to you it's this audio. Kind of annoying, but here we go. And I can go ahead and I can just clip this, say right here. You know, I've not found how I want to do it. You know, other people will like clip them in their shirt. I could see, because you stick the magnet underneath, and they do like that, let's say. And hopefully the audio is pretty dang good. I would expect it would be really good. But here's the coolest part, right? Is that I'm back here, I'm turning away, and you can still hear me very clearly. You know, this is really awesome. So no matter what I do, and you know, that's kind of throws me off personally, because in a video, I hope you can't hear these geese as much as you could with the Osmo built-in mic. One thing that's really important to me is that we have a very authentic experience. And so in this way, we are kind of having a little tiny bit of a trade-off where our ears work very similar to the camera's built-in mic, where you know, the farther somebody is away, the lower their voice is, generally speaking. So hopefully this doesn't detract from the videos, and I expect it won't. You know, but it is going to be something I'm going to be cognizant of. I do think that, oh my goodness, can you guys hear that? I really hope you can't hear the background geese. They are loving, they're loving the weather right now. I think this will help a lot.
in two particular situations. One, when there is, like, you go into a Walmart, we want to do a little bit of vlogging, you know, something like that, show some things off, whatever it is, you know, and there is background music. Or we're in the middle of Vegas and there's a lot of background music and copyright music. And there was a video clip recently, or a couple actually, where YouTube was like, this song is in there, you cannot post this video. So we just didn't post the video because of that. And it was, you know, it's a little disappointing, right? And so the background audio, hopefully this will help with that. But also when we're at like an RV show and there's a lot of other people talking around us and there's a lot of background noise and whatnot, this will be huge. The other thing, I guess there's, you know, third really big instance where I hope this will help is actually when we're in the truck and we want to cut out so a little bit of that engine noise, or even more importantly, the wind noise while we're in the bus. I'm really hoping this is going to help with that. The other cool thing, and there's a couple features these guys have, you can actually start and stop, I believe you can stop the recording right from these. And I use the quick start feature. So I don't actually turn the camera on, then press record. I simply press record when the camera's off and boom, it's on. And I can confirm to you, it's gonna be hard to show, obviously. I can confirm to you that these auto connect. So if I just, you know, leave these on my shirt, whatever, camera goes off, they all kind of go into standby. I turn it on and it takes about 1.5 seconds and all of a sudden we have audio. That's not a long lag at all. I mean, it might even be less than that, but that's about what it feels. That's a really, really nice thing. The other thing is there are different settings you can do and apps, and I don't like to use apps to control anything, but there are different settings. So we could have one of these guys on the left channel, one on the right channel if we wanted to, and then we can merge them so they sound normal, but I could then mute, say Emma sneezes. I could mute that if I wanted to. I'm probably not going to go that far, but you know, that is an option. I am very, very, very excited about this. And Gypsy, I want to thank you. This also, golly, this solves a lot of problems. And so, like another one is sometimes we get some rattle from the handle or, you know, some handling noise. And it's very annoying. It's very, very annoying. Actually, I have to cut around it. This will solve a lot of that. Let me think here. Hopefully it's not picking up. Doesn't make me sound like a mouth breather or something, you know. But let's take a little walk around here and just see how it sounds. Because in theory, it also, I don't have to adjust any of the audio, but I can then get very consistent shots, so, you know, audio, even though the camera is super far away. I don't have to raise my voice and whatnot. It'll sound a lot more. Woo, that's a big old guy. Oh, yeah, look at these guys. These are some big old geese. So they have a gooseinator around here somewhere. They are kind of pretty. Emma's afraid of geese. I think it's kind of funny. I am not afraid of geese. Oh, aren't you? You know, they got a little green around their bills. Oh, no, that's grass. That is grass. Bye, buddy. Oh, can't see the camera, actually. Hopefully it doesn't look weird. Take a little walk around here. Again, it's very, very humble. I'm very glad. I really want to stick one on Emma, and hi. Oh, I really want to stick one on Emma, and we'll do some audio test here. These guys are kind of like flying boats, very, very long. All right. Yeah, these guys aren't mean at all. The idea for the campground here is that they try to keep these guys that way in the water or up in the hills, one of the two, but not on the you know, cement, concrete. Oh, so while we're testing this out, and I want to, just so glad to have, this is just so cool, just so kind, a great kindness. Oh, we got a Class C from one of the leisure travel thing. Look at that thing. That's nice. Oh, I guess this is actually a really good test. If I'm whispering, can you guys hear me better? This might mean I do a little more smack talking and quiet. I'm kidding. Yeah, this is cool. So if I'm talking quiet, how does it sound? And if I'm just talking normal, hopefully it brings low sounds up and high sounds down. See, theory at least. So we need to do a campground review, and maybe we'll stick a mic on Emma, and we'll do our walk around. We'll do our final review. And I think there's going to be 2. Ooh, look at their solar panels there. That's cool. Any solar, small array, big array, especially big arrays. I'm a huge fan. This is one of those rigs that has the drop down button. You can, got a patio and all that. But we need to do, how do we feel about RV parks after staying in one for 3 months? And 3 months is a good amount of time. And how do we feel about this RV park? Because those are 2 separate questions. Yeah, that's look at this Berkshire. That's a big old rig, huh? Real beauty. You know, we were looking, and I love the Class C layouts. I love the idea of a motorized, but I just don't see us going back to a motorized unit. Other than Lenny the bus, of course, we're keeping him. I just don't see us doing it again. And part of the reason, I think, is your motor goes bad, your home goes bad, you know. Your home goes in to the doctor. So I don't see it happening. Well, they're from Montana. And these guys are from Florida. Broadville Beginnings. They have a YouTube channel too. Follow them on YouTube. But yeah, I don't see us going back to a motorized just for that reason. But there is something so convenient, you know, about motorized units. And I love the Class Cs. Love the Class Cs. Airstream used to have a motorhome. I think I would go to one of those. You know, like, you know, I might even consider an all-electric motorhome. It'd have to be small, it'd have to be efficient, but an all-electric one would be kind of neat. If we had a big enough array to plug it into, because I'm not. Ghosts. Oh, we're drying out our awning so we can dust it off or brush it off and put it away dry instead of wet. But anywho, how does this sound? I think it sounds hopefully pretty good. My testing was really, really, you know, good with it. So all this said, we've got some, oh, and this is actually, there's some engine noise over here. I wonder how much that's going to pick up. I don't know. There's like noise reduction you can turn on in here. I just haven't touched anything. This is all by default. I haven't, you know, ooh, don't want to lose this, do we? No, we don't. So we need to go get this guy. We've got some errands to run today, so we need to get this guy hooked up here. We ordered some hockey pucks, and those are already here. Might sound strange to you if you missed the last video, but we got hockey pucks. Need to get this guy hooked up, and then we will at least have 4 panels. Once we have this situated, 4 panels to mount here. Then, after that, we can slow down a slight bit, but we also then need to figure out how to get the side panels on there. And we've already got a couple bars. I don't think it's going to be that hard. I really don't. But we'll find out. Anywho, thank you again to Gypsy. You're amazing. Really, genuinely, like, we could not be more grateful. Yes. And thank you to all of you guys that watch and support us. And if you want to support the channel, you can always use our Amazon link. You just click the link. It'll take you to your main Amazon page. Nothing else is different. And then when you buy something, it doesn't change the price, but it gives us a little kickback, and that's a nice thing. And if you want to become a member, that's another way to support. There are 2 options, a little or a lot, you know, whatever you so choose, but that also gives you early access to our videos, which are currently on a bit of a delay here. So, you know, completely up to you. We've got that, live streams, if you're interested in those. I know I like to watch live streams. Kind of a weird thing. Sometimes I fall asleep to them, and Emma likes to fall asleep to movies. I like to watch live streams. But anywho, I hope this sounds good. Can you hear me now? And we'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys.